Ayrton here from Flipmount Motorsports in conjunction with Phillip Island Web Radio. And on today's segment, we'll be speaking to two sprint karters from Victoria who also dabbled in speedboats and now have ventured into engine building and supporting other drivers at a grassroots level. Welcome, Scott and Mel Roberts. It's great to talk to you both.
Hey, Ed. Great to talk to you too.
Hey, Ayrton. Nice to talk to you, mate.
So it's a pleasure having you two here. I've known you about 3 years now, I think, and you both raced karts as adults. Did you do any racing when you were younger, and how did you start racing? Ladies first.
I started racing speedway when I was at school. That didn't last very long. And then when I finished school, my dad bought a jet boat and asked me if I wanted to drive as his B team. And I said yes. So yeah, did that for a few years before I got into karting.
Scott?
Yeah, I started off in speedway too as a junior when I was about 14, and I raced through till I was about 18, I think, in that. And we wanted to go to something a bit different to speedway, and I brought a jet boat and went into jet boat racing, and that's sort of all we did prior to karting. So yeah.
And met his lovely wife.
So did anyone inspire you to start speedway? Because that's what you guys said you started in.
No one really inspired me, but same thing. My dad bought a speedway car, and we just used to go and watch all the time. And then when I was old enough to drive, I jumped in and had a bit of fun until I rolled my car, and yeah, then that was it. My confidence was gone.
So yeah, I just had a heap of mates that were racing speedway and went and watched them a few times, and that was sort of it. I was hooked and started racing from there.
So before we get on to the next question, how did you have that incident, Mel?
Yeah, I wasn't very good in the wet and come around a corner and I hit a bump and over she went. So that, really dented my confidence, and I just thought, I can't do this.
So do you have a main club that you race at?
Yeah.
Go-karts at the moment, or have you ever gone interstate to race?
Member, so we sort of, and also Albury, so we sort of share ourselves around a bit, so we don't exactly have one definite home club. We sort of, wherever we feel like going and racing or testing, sort of depends on where we're racing the next open meeting. That's where we'll go to do a club day.
And who else is racing?
Yeah, whether there's a decent field there or whether our friends are going there to race. So yeah, it all depends on where everyone, what's happening with the racing coming up.
And we were discussing it before, we've never actually raced go-karts interstate.
So what's your favourite track so far? And why?
I have a few that I really like. So I love Rochester, I love Albury because they're just nice big open tracks. Got a nice long straight, but then I've got a soft spot for Swan Hill and that dome. Like just being able to go flat out around there, feel like you're a NASCAR. That's pretty awesome. It's an awesome feeling.
I'm probably a bit the same. Albury and Rochester would probably have to be my two favourites because they've sort of got a lot of high speed as well as a bit of tight and technical stuff to tie in with everything. So yeah, they're probably my favourites, I would say. And Pucker too, it's sort of the same. It's got the high speed and a bit of technical stuff as well.
Why don't you two come to Superkarts if you like long flowing tracks?
We'll see what happens on the weekend and come up and have a look up at Albury.
So maybe let's talk a bit about speedboat racing as well, because I don't know too much about it.
Yeah, well, the boat racing we used to do was jet sprint boat racing. So we ran in a heavily restricted class, which was the 350 class. They sort of accelerate pretty quick and really tight turns, and each track depends, like if the track changes from each time you race there's no actual set directions that you go.
They give you a map and each corner has a number, and then they'll set up a sequence that you have to go through. So each meeting you race, it's a different sequence on the same track. The water's only knee deep, so it's a bit fun. You have a navigator. You've got to think really quick, especially if you and your navigator think that like you have a bit of a difference in which direction you've got to go. Your navigator could be pointing to the left, and you might be thinking you've got to go right, and then you've got to make a quick decision like, are they right or am I right?
Just a bit about that. So I think in the picture that I saw, Mel, you were the navigator because Scotty was holding a steering wheel. So direct Scotty in which direction he's got to go in. Does he trust you a lot?
Yeah, we were pretty good. There was probably one main time I can think of that I pointed one way and he went the other and I was right. So he didn't live that down for a while. But yeah, I used to drive as well. And when Scott and I got together, I jumped in as navigator with him.
Actually, really interesting. I didn't know in speedboat racing that you had a navigator. I thought it was all the one person who sat in the middle, but it's really, so you're gonna have a navigator to tell you which way to go. How far can you go in the car? In the boat, sorry.
It all varies as to what class you're racing. In the class we race, in the 350 class, we'd probably do 120 kilometres an hour, but we'd accelerate from 0 to 100 in under 3 seconds.
What's the format of racing like in the speedboats?
It was good because there was only one boat out at a time, so you didn't have 10 other maniacs out around trying to bash into you to take you out to win a race. So it was one boat out at a time, and they do it's a time trial as such. So you cross through the start hoop and it sets the time going, and then it finishes as you come across the finish line, and it's all off timing.
So we had transponders on our boats as well, so same as karting.
Yeah, so that sounds very interesting because, like I said, I don't know too much, and you go very quick as well. What would it be like if there were other boats out there?
Oh, chaos.
It'd be pretty bad. There'd be crashes everywhere.
Yeah, no, you couldn't do it because you do cross over your tracks a lot.
And
so
the track's only probably 2 or 3 foot wider than the boat. It's not very wide, so there's not a lot of room for a couple of boats out there. You wouldn't be able to pass anyway.
But that's one difference between speedboats and road racing. So what's another big difference that you've noticed?
Well, with the boats, because they're jet propelled, as if you come up to a corner and you back off, you go straight ahead, you can't turn them. Whereas with the karts, it's the opposite. You got to back off and roll a lot. So there's a lot more pedal control in the karts.
And no brakes in the boat, obviously.
How would you slow down then? Would just lifting off slows it down a lot?
No, you've got to spin them. It's the only way you can really slow them down, is to turn them sharp and accelerate.
So you definitely don't want to slow them down, because once you slow down, that's when you got no steering. So the faster you go, the easier it steers.
Do you guys still do speedboats like last year, for an example? Did COVID impact that and karting?
We haven't raced boats for quite a long time because there's not a lot of tracks around. So you've got to do a lot of interstate travel, like Queensland, New South Wales, South Australia, and it does get very expensive. So we gave that a miss. COVID last year, yes, definitely impacted our go-karting. I haven't actually raced since February last year, so nearly 12 months. So yeah, I'm really excited to get back into it. I can't wait.
And I think the last time I sat in the kart would have probably been April, maybe May, that I raced. So yeah, we've been out of it a while. But in saying that, we've been at the track helping people towards the end of the season when the restrictions eased up a little bit. We're at the track helping people.
So because of COVID, we haven't been really able to practice in superkarts either, but on Saturday it's going to be a great chance for lots of people to practice, especially you and you and Scotty would be able to come up, for an example, and be able to try the supercarts up there. So that's really cool. Are you able to go to any local go-kart clubs at all and practice and race at the moment?
Albury. So we did actually just join the Albury Kart Club last weekend, because now that we've moved house, it's our closest track. So we want to, be able to jump in. I've got a new kart, so I need to test that and see where I'm at with that. So I've got a 2019 Express with a Rotax on it. So I've never raced a Rotax, so I might need your help.
When you're at Redonda, you can show me what speed is and try and beat me.
I'll try.
I've got a G Max, so you'd probably go quicker anyway. I know you both support grassroots level drivers like me and Jackson and Russ, for an example. What do you enjoy most about supporting other drivers in motorsport?
Just like watching them succeed, enjoying what they're doing and moving up to where they want to be in the future, like changing direction in motorsport. Yeah, we also think, like you and Jackson, you're just so passionate about what you do, and you both have such great attitudes on and off the track, and we love that and love helping you guys out.
Yeah, I just like to see you guys succeed and strive to go to the next level that you want to push to in motorsport, and it's just awesome to be able to give you help and push you along to get to where you want to be.
Yeah, and be a part of it.
So I enjoy getting my engines done by RB Kart Engines, because you guys do a great job. Ever since we moved to you guys, we've been going really quick. We've had a lot more pull out of the corners especially, and a lot more straight line. I did notice that. What advice would you give to young girls and boys who want to get out there and who are interested in getting involved in karting?
Just do it. Just come down to any of your local tracks on a club day. Just have a talk. Any driver will be happy to talk back and get you into the karts. Just do it. It's a lot of fun and it's really social. So it's good for the person racing and the whole family.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Just come down to your local club and have a chat to the drivers and get to know a few drivers. And I'm sure someone, if you're really interested, we'll pop you into a kart and let you have a try and go from there. Most people are more than willing to help you if you do want to pursue it and purchase a kart. Most people will give you a hand and point you in the right direction and try and find something that suits.
So Scotty, over the last couple of years, your engine building business has taken off, RB Kart Engines. What made you get involved in this side of motorsport?
Well, I've always sort of done my own engines right from when we got going, with a bit of assistance from a couple of other people, and then I started doing them myself, and we were going all right. And a few of my friends that we race with sort of asked me to start doing their engines, and then they pushed on with helping me get into the building more, and it's just grown from there. So we're starting to get a few really good results, which is really good.
I've really liked, like I said, I liked being with you guys. You build great engines, great attitude towards building engines, and you even showed me and Dad what you were doing when we went down there one day and watched. I know a lot of female racers out there that really take it to guys, and I think it's great there are more girls getting into racing, more and more as the years go on. So Mel, as a female racer, how's your experience in a male-dominated sport?
It's actually been really good. I'm really surprised. You just get treated like one of the boys, like there's no special treatment. The young fellas in my class they're really helpful. I can go up and ask them anything and they'll give me a hand. There's no malice or anything. So it's been really, really good, because I was expecting them not to like having a girl race. So it's really good. They're a good bunch of fellas.
You guys have been racing for a little while now, well, a long time actually. Do you have any sponsors that you represent or partners? Yeah,
we've got Violet Town Garage and Engineering, RB Kart Engines, obviously, D&K Beatie Contracting. They're our main three sponsors.
do you have any, maybe even some local supporters that support you even, or are they just those ones?
We've also got Wangaratta Off-Road and Caravans, so that's where Scott works. They support us as well.
And just before, a couple more questions. Do you have any goals for 2021, and what are you looking forward to achieving this year?
I am just looking forward to getting in the seat and getting some track time. We'll race the Golden Powers series, and I just want to learn this Rotax. So that's my goal, just to learn a new engine, new kart, and better myself.
This year we'll push on with the Golden Powers series, and we'll do a few club days, and probably the end of the year we'll look at running the Black Plate state titles. And also wouldn't mind to go and have a run at the City of Melbourne. We haven't ran down there yet, so that'd be a good one. And goals are probably, I'd like to get a few more podiums this year and some decent results. And also with the engines, I'd like to push on with the engines and get some great results with the guys that I'm helping out with engines.
It's been a pleasure speaking to you two. Keep building those Ripper engines, Scotties. If you want to look them up and get them to build an engine maybe sometime, RB Kart Engines on Facebook. Give them a follow and like. Thanks again, everyone. I really appreciate everyone who has supported me in the Grassroots Racer segment. It's been a lot of fun speaking to a different range of drivers in motorsport, because we spoke to everyone from rally, speedway, now speedboats, sprint karting, super karting. There's a lot of that we've done. So if anyone's up for a chat, message us at Flipman Motorsports and we can get in touch. And remember, everyone, drive fast and take chances as long as you're on the track, and do it safely.